Now, no way back is the message being reported today. Insiders apparently insisting Prince Harry, if he ever really wanted to, will not be allowed a temporary royal role while the King undergoes cancer treatment.
Despite Harry's brief return a few days ago, Prince William is alleged to have told friends that he's so angered by his brother's attacks on the monarchy that there is no chance he'll be allowed back into the royal fold.
Well, let's talk to former Royal Correspondent for The Sun, Charles Ray. Always good to see you, Charles. I mean, do you think Harry ever really wanted to come back? This is all sources about sources, isn't it? We haven't got any firm evidence for any of this.
No, I don't actually believe the fact that they're saying that Harry wanted to come back. That doesn't fit in with his modus operandi over the last 2 or 3 years. And to be quite honest, Stephen, I've got more chance of representing the King at royal events than Harry has. There is no way that Harry is going to come back into the royal fold. Now, I read and saw that interview he gave about reunifying the royal family, or illness can help reunify a family. Well, he goes a strange way about it. I mean, one report said that he wouldn't even step into the same room as his stepmother, the Queen, because of what he'd said in Spear. So, look, we all love a nice ending to a story, particularly where there's been, a lot of hassle and everything else. But I'm afraid we're not going to have any fairy tale happy ending in this one.
And we should remember, should we not, Charles, that the late Queen, she held that summit at Sandringham, didn't she? And those red lines were drawn up, and she was very clear that he could not have a half-in, half-out role. And so King Charles, he would not be tempted to verge away from that, would he?
No, I don't think he would. I mean, that was quite laid down. You're either in the royal family or you're out of the royal family. You can't just step in when you think it's going to be a good idea. And how is he going to do it? He lives in California. Is he going to have transatlantic flights like you or I would catch a bus? It's patently ridiculous. And as I said, I don't know where this crazy story came from, but I cannot believe it to be true.
No, but I'll tell you what, I mean, this apparent response from William, and again, quite how true all of that is or not, it's hard to say, but what seems very clear is that William is still furious.
Oh, sure. I mean, there is no question at all that William is very, very angry at his brother, and we have to remember how close they were at one time. So this is quite fractious for the pair of them, particularly William. Things that Harry said in the book and in the various documentaries about William and particularly Catherine, don't sit very well. And of course, we've still got this. He and Meghan both accused the family of racism and part of the country as being a racist country. Now, this is not something that William would go along with in any shape or form. And to have his brother, doing part-time work, he just wouldn't stand it. And we know that William has had a number of conversations with the King since the cancer diagnosis. I mean, I think last week it was half-term and William was at Amner Hall, which is near the Sandringham estate. So there's been a couple of meetings between the two, and I'm sure, Harry has been discussed, but I don't think it's been discussed in a very popular way.
And you do wonder how Harry would be received by the public if he resumed some sort of royal public duty.
That is a very, very good point, Pip. We would have the prospect of, remember that Harry and Meghan were extremely popular at one time when they were here. And a lot of people tend to forget that they had wonderful treatment and everything else. But I'm afraid Harry and Meghan, coming back, if Harry just comes back, I'm afraid that we would see the boos. And I think when he was in Whistler just a few days ago, we actually, in between the applause that he was getting, there were a few boos as well. So all is not well in the Montecito camp.
No. Heck, I just wish it had all quietened down, to be honest. Charles,
please watch.
Well, yeah. Good. While we've got you, because we've had all these emails, right, Charles, about Cornwall. Now, obviously, you're a man from north of the border, but If you were having a cream tea, would you put the jam on first or the cream on first, Charles?
Well, I can easily solve that question for you. I dislike jam intensely. I never have jam on anything. I just have the cream. That's all I have on a nice scone.
Cream. Well, maybe that's the way
Fair enough.
forward. That'll solve all the arguments. Charles, good to see you. Thanks very much indeed.